It's the Tim and Breezy show is what we call it, but today it's the Tim and Spark show. I got Spark with me. What up, Spark?
What's good, Tim?
How you been, man? It's nice to
Good.
see you.
I probably should have asked you this before, but where is Breezy?
Breezy went to go get his studio or get his laptop and studio and stuff all put together.
All right, cool. Yeah.
So he's doing some work getting all of his stuff set up. So yeah, man. So I it's kind of funny. He said yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I was like, cause I was gonna ask you Monday before anything, all that bullshit, if you wanted to do Saturday with me. So like, I forgot. I just forget sometimes, bro. It's not because like I'm trying to be a dick. I just forget sometimes, you know.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want me to say?
No, I'm gonna.
So
I'm not gonna freak out on you. You know, it's no big deal.
right. No, I'm just saying. So, but no, I'm glad that you joined me today, and you look nice.
Thanks. I put on the shirt and I did my hair because I was coming on the podcast, so I wanted to look good.
Nice,
My daughter's been making
nice,
fun of
man.
me already.
Oh, dude, normally I get all freshied up, but like I just haven't lately.
Yeah.
The other one got me always from not having to do nothing. It made me lazy, you know.
Well, you know,
So
with depression, I'm not saying you have depression, but like like just with a lot of mental health things, they say if you clean yourself up, brush your teeth, take a shower, you'll feel better. You know, so it's like,
yeah, no, that's very true though. No, if you take care of yourself, you just feel better. It's true. I agree.
yeah, but I need to work out more, so that's like where I'm at right now. But I think if I work out
Eh,
more, I'll feel a lot better. I think I'll have more energy and stuff.
okay. Yeah,
But
I need to work out more. I have been lazy. Like normally, I used to. I like would go on like mile or 2 mile walks just about every day, like 3 mile walks, and I just haven't been doing it because the air quality's been so bad. Everybody keeps getting sick. I don't really feel like being out in it like that.
hmm my daughter's here.
Say,
Would you like to say hello to my daughter?
sure. Hello.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh.
She's
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
She's like, how many people saw that?
Well, we'll not know. The numbers lie, bro. Like if it says two people are watching, right? If it says two people are watching, really, it doesn't really mean that. Because last night it was saying all types of weird numbers that weren't even true. So I don't even trust YouTube's numbers. I don't trust any damn thing these days, you know? I don't trust nothing these days, for real.
How can you? You're just like,
Everything's fudged. It's all fudged. Yeah.
I just did my
Yeah.
tax, and
You what?
my wife was telling me, the Democrats are going to do another child tax credit, and she was like, I hope they do that. But then I was thinking, I don't know. It's like, how is that going to come back to get us? You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't even picture them doing anything good for us. Yeah.
That makes sense. I
But that's
hear
how I
that,
am with
Polly.
everything.
I need to meditate more. You know, I hear you, brother. No, you're right. I haven't been napping as much lately, though. I used to like my body was getting trained to take naps, but I'm over the nap part. I do get a little sluggish, like around 7 o'clock, but yeah, I don't really nap. Probably, I used to be a napper for like a few months there. I was real tired and stuff, but
Was it you
you
who was
know,
telling me you were drinking the mushroom coffee?
nah,
Somebody, one of my friends was
nah,
telling me. Have you tried that, the mushroom coffee?
uh, uh.
It's
I know
supposed to be
people that
good.
do the mushroom like I don't know about coffee, but they do like mushroom what tea or something
Mhm.
mushroom something. I don't know, but I do know people that do that. My buddy Gil does something with that, I believe. What does he do, Polly? Do you remember? He talks about it. He's told me a few times. Um, but yeah. So what? So does it help? What do you? What does it do for you?
My wife tells me that mushrooms give her more energy, and I mean, for people they say who have like depression or anxiety or what's another one like I don't know, it's just good for your like your mental health in general. But if you take low doses of it, you don't want to take like a lot of amanita mushrooms. That'll just kind of put you in a good mood, and you'll be in a good mood despite your best efforts. You know what I'm saying? But if you
So what type? Not to interrupt. What type of mushrooms are you talking about?
um, just like I hear even cybacillin is good, like in small doses. You know,
Right.
like if you take it enough, you know what'll happen. But if you take a small amount, it'll just like works as an antidepressant and works as like an anti-anxiety pill. Kind of loosens up your
So
mind
is
once you
it?
take stuff in.
So is that what you do? That's what he just said in the chat. He said I had a friend that suffered from chronic migraines and microdosing the magic mushrooms removes all his headaches and he doesn't get high. He was dosing like 2 grams of psilocybin every few days. Yeah, I mean that's about right. I mean, I believe that. I believe that 1,000%. I mean, there's it's comes naturally, so there's got to be some sort of like property to it because it's naturally from God. So I dig that for sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
there's a lot of like good things out there. My stepdad has cancer right now, and I was asking him if he takes anything holistic, and he was saying no, not really. But I was like, one thing that's like really big that they don't do studies on, because you know how the FDA is, they won't approve anything that's like holistic, but is like honey. Honey's really good for cancer. So it's
my
got like
mom always said
anti-tumor.
to take like CoQ10.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of that?
Uh, I think I've heard of it as like a vitamin.
Yeah, it's like some sort of vitamin that you take that supposedly I almost want to look it up if I knew how to, but yes, supposed to help prevent it or whatnot. I guess I should look into it more before I mention it.
I was
But
thinking too, like if I ever really got diagnosed with cancer, like because the way I am, which way would I go? If a doctor's telling me to get chemo, I don't know. I'd be like kind of scared. I'd be like, but then if you're really going to commit to the holistic route, it's like you're putting all your health and stuff into the hands of God. So I was just
well,
wondering, like,
it's just I think it kind of depends because my buddy Danny B, I don't think he minds me talking about it. He had cancer a couple few years back. I'm not sure how many years back now it's been, but he had to go through chemo. But
chemo.
he had just had a yeah, but he just had a baby. He was in his he was really young. So Danny B, there it is. What's up, Bubba? Just talking about you, man. All right, cool, brother. Yeah, so but he went through it, did he? So what do you it was 2017. Man, time flies. I said a few years back. It feels like just yesterday. Congratulations, dog. You're kicking its ass. 7 years. That's a good number. Um so what type of treatment did you do, Danny? And Polly said, I wonder who the genius was that designed the THC enema for prostate cancer. He probably wasn't big at growing. Hey, I want that plant up my butt. 6 months of chemo, my brother. Damn, dude. I remember, man. That was I found out like probably a month. You didn't go through radiation though. That's really good. But it's still, you still had to go through 6 months of chemo, no matter which way you look at it. Thank God you didn't have to go through radiation. I remember finding out, of course, Jason had to deliver the bad news. Don't tell Danny. You were stage 3.
Oh wow.
So, well, and you're completely good now, right? Yeah, no, no. I know THC combats all kinds of prostate cancer, or not all types of cancer in general. So,
Yeah, that's
I don't know
what I
about
really wanted to ask
prostate.
him was if he was using THC. But I just said anything, holistic to be like nice, and he said no. But that's one thing I know that if I for sure, I would partake in if I had cancer. So, but do you think it works
Well,
as a like a deterrent at all?
to prevent it, like a
Yeah,
prevention from it. Uh,
because if it works
this
to
is what
heal,
I know. I don't. I mean, this is what I know that the THC, I believe, attacks the white blood cells that would be the cancer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, RSO. It's Danny Kerr. I'll look it up. It's called RSO reassignment, and there's like it. They take like an immense amount of THC and they put it into like um a liquid, so you can take you know, dude, like a quarter pound and take it in a liquid. You know what I'm saying? At like one time, so you're like damn near overdosing on it and it overtakes your system and it starts killing the cancer cells. If I'm not mistaken, that's how it worked. The RSO, which is the Rick Simpson oil, that's the inventor of it. I'll look it up right now.
oh, he said he would have tried it.
Yeah, he said he would have tried it. I mean, dude, you don't understand how how beautiful that stuff is. I mean, I keep it on deck. Danny, we keep that stuff on deck, bro. It heals everything. It literally is the best. You get good sleep. It helps anxiety. It helps you eat. Yeah, Rick Simpson oil is the way to go.
That's
Facts.
how I felt about Himalayan honey. And do you remember it was on the Joe Rogan show? They had Himalayan mad honey that they were taking, and it's like supposed to make you hallucinate. Well, I bought some of that to try it, and it doesn't make you hallucinate. It won't make you trip. And like if you read the reviews, everyone's like, "This crap's fake. It's not good." But as a medicine, it's really good. Like for pain management and stuff, it's like really, really good.
Yeah, that's how this stuff is. Like Danny takes it for like migraines. I also do. I have head injury, so it really helps with like that type of stuff. It's really good, dude. I mean, any cannabis is good for that. Especially eating it orally. Edible wise,
Mm.
orally. But like the RSO though, man, there's definitely medicinal. I'll read this to you about it real fast. Just a quick little read out. This is what it does. Rick Simpson oil RSO is an oil made from the flowers of the cannabis plant. Gets attention online from people who claim it treats cancer. There's no solid evidence for it, but because they'll never ever admit that it does. So
Yep.
just keep that in mind. But some early research suggests that some chemicals in marijuana have future potential as cancer treatment. Cannabis oil and many types of formulations. These include cannabidiol, which is CBD, which is often part of the medical marijuana. Unlike other cannabis oils, Rick Simpson oil is high in THC, which is the main psychoactive chemical that provides the high. Online reports Simpson is a Canadian engineer and cannabis activist. After a bad fall, he found that marijuana helped lessen his dizziness and other symptoms. Later, when he developed basal cell skin cancers on his arm, Simpson used and he used the RSO, and if it doesn't say it in here, he used it as like arm like a topical. Did you have TBI, Tim? What happened?
Traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, man, I got hit in the head unloading a semi truck with a king size bed frame. And yeah, man, I've been dealing with that for a
I'm
grip
sorry,
now.
dude.
I mean, it's life, but yeah, it sucks.
I
So,
I feel for
but
you, really,
thank
I
you.
do, because my wife has pain
Um,
management issues, and I know that's chronic pain is serious, and migraine is a form of chronic pain. So, I mean, I had a hernia that bugged me for a long time, but I had surgery, and honestly, I'm fixed 100%. So, I wish there was something they could
right.
do for you, but there's no surgery, right? Or do they? I think they give you
No,
guys
well,
shots.
they try, but I don't. I'm not letting them put no damn shots in me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want none of that stuff.
Yeah. So,
I'm
what works? The
good.
THC.
Yeah, I mean that, is one of the best substitutes for sure. Especially if even if you have anxiety, if you can find the right dosage of THC, mostly I would have to say edible wise. I mean, smoking it does help, but that more is like relaxing. But when you eat it edibly, orally, it goes through your blood and through your liver, and it just hits you in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And would consider it more of a medicinal thing. Like I buy it in like powder and THC capsules and stuff.
Like you get the
You
purest
know,
form of it.
yeah, yeah, and like RSO is one of the purest forms also. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, it basically is, hold on. It does say can RSO treat cancer? Cannabis oils that contain THC can help control nausea and vomiting for people who are going through chemo. There's also evidence it treats pain. Um, RSO or in other forms of cannabis can treat cancer. Some very early studies on using THC to treat cancer have been encouraging. So, like, dude, like I already know that like out in Colorado, you can go out and you have to sign a waiver and they'll give you, you know, a extreme amount and you can go through that instead of chemo.
Mhm.
That's the only place I know. I'm sure there's plenty other places. That's just what I know.
Well,
Uh,
that's definitely an option I would try.
yeah, right. Yeah. No, I mean, I would consider that. It just depends on what it is. I probably would go. 99% would just go the holistic route. And so be
Yeah.
it. So be it. You know
So
what I'm saying? Yeah.
let's just pray that
Yeah.
never happens.
But you never know until you're there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Your family
I'll
might turn
never
you.
say never. Well, yeah, and like just to give a few other medical uses of cannabis while we're on the topic. Um, it is there's evidence that it can treat pain, nausea. When it comes to cannabis oil, which is what I'm talking about. Our other medical benefits research has shown that including those that contain THC, help control seizures, epilepsy. The FDA, which is a bunch of shit, but they even approved some drugs that contain CBD and THC for seizure treatment. So I mean, the FDA's acknowledged it, but dude, if
Yeah, but
Big Pharma, and this is I'm on WebMD talking about it.
let me say this about CBD.
So
Me and my wife tried CBD, and our liver enzymes went up. So it's like the government approved version of weed, and it's not good for you. So that's like we tried it, and honestly, it wasn't good for us. Our liver enzymes, both of them went up. And she last year, when she took the same test, they were regular. So just since she's been on CBD, and her doctor even told
um,
her that some studies show that.
Jeez. Yeah, no, yeah, well, see, the CBD you're talking about is a little bit different than what they're talking about.
Hmm.
The kind you're talking about is more made in a lab.
Like Delta 8, Delta 9.
Yeah, that's the toxic stuff. Like the actual CBD itself that you can like get extracted from the cannabis plant,
Like
that's
hemp
not bad
derived.
for you. Yeah, hemp derived. It has to be like actual hemp derived. Now, if you do exactly, Danny. Now, if you do decide you want now they work great together, but if you're looking for a psychoactive to it, it's not the CBD takes away from the psychoactive effect of the THC itself. So let's say because you can buy like 1 to 1 or whatever. So let's say you take CBD and THC together, and let's say you take like 20 milligrams. It's kind of like taking 10 or 15, but you'll have less pain in your joints and in your wherever you have pain because of CBD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, but yeah, don't get the kind that you get at the smoke shops. That type of shit is bad for you.
dude.
You
There's a
know,
dispensary close to my house. I'll send you a link to it. You'll be like, oh, it looks like it's the dispensary, but they just sell CBD there. It's all stuff like that, like the gas station kind, like Delta 8, Delta 9. You know,
yeah, yeah, that's
all
how they do it around here, and like, stay away from that stuff, bro, because that's
oh
just
yeah,
you. Honest to God, don't know what it is.
yeah.
I don't discourage people from it, but I personally don't think there's
Anything wrong with
for
THC?
me. Yeah, if you can do THC, do the THC. Now, if you
Yeah.
just can't get your hands on it, or you can't, it's easier, and whatever the circumstances are, there's always a circumstance. I get that. So, like, don't get yourself in trouble. But if there's an opportunity for you to have THC or to go get the shit from the local damn smoke shop, that's not even a question, right? You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? It
Yeah.
shouldn't be. I mean, like, it should be common sense, right? I mean, and if the government's trying to get you to not do it forever and ever and ever and ever, now they're coming out and like right here on WebMD admit that there's use for cannabis then for medical. It's like, what was this whole war on drugs again? People are going to jail forever for that, you know? So, I
Like
question
Tupac
all
said,
that crap, bro.
they got a war on drugs so the police can bother me.
Yeah, basically, So, but I would have to say the war on drugs lost. I think the drugs won.
Yeah, I mean fentanyl's pouring in, and I just saw a video the other day of the border. I don't want to get started or anything, but it was like a flow of like thousands of people, and I was like, even if that just happened once, even if this is just a one-time thing and they happen to be filming it, it's ridiculous. I was like,
Yeah,
let
no,
alone
dude,
every day.
that stuff, dude, there's no saying how many people are coming through right now with that and what's going on,
And what's
you know.
coming with them.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a weird topic. I mean, I'm always down to talk about it, but we talked about it yesterday, and like I don't trust anything. So I don't even trust whoever, even like like I don't trust the National Guard. I don't trust none of that shit. So like the only people I would trust to go defend our shit would be our own people, like the people of Texas, the people of Missouri, meaning like militias. And when you say that, you look and there's already militias there. They've been there for a couple weeks. So they've been trying to hold the border down. They have, and maybe even longer than a couple weeks. I could probably look, and they probably go farther back than that. But now they're trying to bring in reinforcements, which is cool. But I just don't trust Mike DeWine. He's our governor. I don't trust him. So I just don't trust anything. I don't. I feel like, and I said this to somebody earlier. I feel like our country's in a dark cloud, and I don't like we're like dark right now, bro. And everything's pretty much corrupt and effed up in my world, the way I
My
see it.
wife's too, yeah. But I try to stay
You
not. I
know.
try to stay positive, but you know, she's not.
But once you go down that, once you know though, like your wife, and I know I get where she's from, because I'm not where she's, but what she's talking about, because once you learn and and you're in that world, you can not it's hard to just to everything else. It seems like nothing.
Yeah, Ernest Hemingway said the most intelligent people are the most unhappy.
Yeah, it sucks, and I always say it's a blessing and a curse in the same breath,
Yeah, that's
because
why kids are so
knowing
happy
the
because they don't.
truth,
Yeah,
yeah, knowing the truth is something that isn't easy, it's not easy on yourself, it's not easy on how you look at things, all that, and it would be cool to sometimes just be oblivious to everything. But then I see people that are oblivious to everything, and I go, "Thank God I'm not that person." You know what I'm saying? So it's a double-edged sword at the end of the day.
people
We're
are
all
funny.
searching for try to search for the truth, and um, some people want to stop that. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's that's what it is, man. But I feel like more people are open than they were back in the day. Like back in the day, people they weren't accepting of anything that I would say. And I love that joke you said earlier. Like even Moses was a conspiracy theorist. He told everybody it was gonna rain. He was,
Noah.
what I'm saying? That's what did I say, Moses? I
Yeah,
meant Noah. I'm sorry. You know. Anywho,
yeah. What he's saying
it's
is,
very true. It's
what
true.
he's saying is,
Go
even
ahead.
Noah was a conspiracy theorist until it started to rain. Then it
Well,
rained,
didn't he
right?
say? Then it rained, and it's not a conspiracy theorist no more. You just solved it. And then
Yeah.
what? You should get like your prize. So yeah, that's just how it is now. I feel like people won't give you your prize ever. Like they'll never admit they're wrong
Well,
or
you're
that
not.
whatever.
You got some good things going for you, like you're not vaxxed and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to get at. Is some people wish like you for example, you got yours right, but
Yeah,
you wished you didn't get it, and you're willing to admit that though.
I
But
made a lot of mistakes.
a lot of people aren't willing to admit that they were wrong or made a mistake and want to repent on it. You know what I'm saying? They just won't admit it. And that's where the disconnect comes. Because even though they know the truth, they're still not admitting it. Yeah, they be hating. They're not pure. Yeah, they be hating. They know that we know that we're speaking what we're saying is the truth. Like when we talk about some of these stories, and you talk about like, the dude having the baby, and the mom is the dad, and the dad is the mom, etc., etc. We all know that is hogwash, right? That's not even real, but somehow that becomes a thing. So they still want to catch me riding dirty. Nah, for real. Um, but you know what I'm saying though? Like, I forgot where I was at with it.
I can
But
say that I was wrong. I have a lot of mistakes in my life.
yeah.
Like I fought in Iraq and Afghanistan, and honestly, sometimes I think about that, and I'm like, not the best move. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like very politically organized war about oil and stuff. It's like wasn't a good war to fight in. It was kind of like Vietnam. It's like bad cause.
Yeah, well, okay. I got some questions for you then about that. I'm gonna put this my news to the side. That's cool. So look, bro, what made you sign up for the military or for the? You were in the Navy, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
what made you sign up?
I was in the Navy and I was a religious program specialist, which is like a chaplain's assistant. But I scored good on my ASVAB and I did really good physically. So I went through a different pipeline. Like they wanted me to be work with Marines. So when I signed up, basically I signed up to go through SEAL training, and I've told a few people that before. But I got to like Hell Week of SEAL training, and then I got washed out. So I didn't make it all the way. But I got to Hell Week, and they were really
But you
happy with
try.
that.
So how far is Hell Week? Like how
It,
far is that into the training?
it's like first phase. You complete first phase of SEAL training. So,
So not to, so what were you able? What type of shit were you able to do? Were you able to? Did you
oh,
do the underwater stuff, or is it still the basic shit?
just running and swimming. I didn't do any scuba diving or shooting. I did all physical stuff like carrying logs and stuff. So when I joined, I was really motivated because they told me I'd get a $40,000 bonus if I did well there. But by the time it was all done, I got like 10 grand because I only got so far. So um, I got to go to Marine. It's called Crest Chaplain RP Expeditionary Warfare School, and that works with the Marines. So then I got sent to the Marines, and with the Marines, I went to Iraq and Afghanistan. So I got deployed twice with them, and both those deployments like were terrible for me. I mean, awful, bro. Like the picture, like the
How long
stress of
did
the
you have
war.
to go for each
Nine
one?
months.
Both of them were each 9 months.
Yeah, 9 months each. So it's
And
just
you said
crazy.
it was like the worst 9 months. You hated it
I
very much
hated it.
so.
Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. I hated it. You know, it's.
How old were you?
I was like 18 when I joined, so I think I turned 21 in Iraq, and then I was 22 in Afghanistan, and then I got out. So
And
yeah, but
then so then you've been out since then. You've been straight since then. Like you haven't had to deal, or did they still? Did you owe them any more service after that? You got out.
no, I got out after that, and then I got service connected for like post traumatic stress and stuff. They gave me a service connection. So right now I'm just a disabled veteran. I just live off my VA check. So in some ways that's good, but I wouldn't recommend that life path to anybody because it's hard to get. You know, like they don't give out benefits to a lot of veterans. Like luckily I was in war, you know, and I've got a good record to show. Like I was in combat. I've got expeditionary warfare medals and stuff like that. So to me, for me to say, look, I was in combat and it stressed me out, they're like, okay, we believe you. You know what I'm saying? But for most people, the military is like, you get no, you know what I'm saying? Nothing from it. So just problems, you know. And honestly, it messed me up so bad for like so many years that I would just, if I could go back, I would just go to college or something. You know, I wouldn't take this life path.
Just wasn't. I was just tired of looking at retarded comments. Like, bro, if you're gonna comment, bro, come on, man. Like, say some intelligent shit, bro. I'm just saying. Um,
I don't know. Did you ever think
yeah,
about
this is
joining?
hell no. I was talking to my mom about that today. I never had the urge. Especially nowadays, I feel bad for anybody that does because we know it's all like some proxy war shit and like
Yeah. Now that I'm
personally. And
older,
they Polly, I didn't want to put you in timeout, by the way. I didn't want to. If I was a way to mute your ass, I would have. But bro, you were just saying like irrelevant stuff, and like I'm trying to look at the chat, and my eyes hurt too bad to look at the chat and read shit that's irrelevant in my brain. So I love you, dog, but come on, bro. Anyways, Danny said college isn't always the best path either. Yeah, no, college isn't it always, and but then sorry. So Where were we, dude? I'm sorry. I had to address the
No,
chat.
Danny's right. College isn't the best path either. Like I got out, I've gone to a lot of college, and now I can't take classes without hating them because they're so woke and push an agenda. Like every college class. So I don't know what path you're going to take. Like I'm lucky, I'll be disabled the rest of my life. So financially, I'm secure. But for most people, I feel pain for them because it's like you have to like do something you hate. You have to go to college for something you don't want to learn. You know what I'm saying? You have to join the military, hurt people that are like don't even know what the hell you're doing in their country. You know what I'm saying? So where is life right now? You can't. If this was the Middle Ages, you could just get a sword and like wander the countryside. You know what I'm saying? You can't even do that nowadays. There's borders
Right,
and stuff like that. So
right. So do you feel like you're now I already probably know the answer, but I have to ask. I got a couple questions I have to ask. One, do you feel like it was just what like do you feel like and you pretty much already just said so it kind of takes away from my question, but like do you think the cause of you being there that you helped make a difference?
let me tell you a story. One time I was on a convoy. I was in a vehicle and we started taking small arms fire. It was just bink bink hitting off the side of our vehicles, and I don't know why, but I just wanted to shoot my gun. So I got out my vehicle, and where the blasts were coming, I could see the muzzle blast. I shot and I hit something. Okay, the convoy goes on. Usually, when something like that happens, the Afghanistan police will come the next day and they'll investigate the scene. Well, they did find a body, little kid, bro, like 12-year-old kid, no gun.
Oh,
Okay, now I almost got in so much trouble for this, but eventually the police said that they don't take the bodies when they're shot, but they will take the weapons because they want to take the weapons with them. So they
because
won't
they
just
want to
leave.
keep the weapons.
Yeah,
Right.
but I almost got in serious trouble. Was that worth it? No, hell no. You know, I would.
Could you have was your life in jeopardy though? You wouldn't have shot if your life wasn't in jeopardy though,
I'm
correct?
sure I could have just stayed in the vehicle. You know,
Right. How old were you?
like maybe 22.
Yeah, bro. You had that adrenaline. You had that testosterone, that adrenaline, and I mean, it's your. It's as sad as it is. It's your life or theirs, and you're on their soil. That's how effed up that is. You know what I'm saying? It's like some of these people are bad people, and a lot of them are just defending their soil. You know what I'm saying? They're just defending their shit.
There's shitty people
So
everywhere, dude. One time I was on a convoy and there's a little girl waving, "Hey, give me something." I tossed her an MRE, a meal ready to eat. She caught it, dude. She looked so happy. These boys that were like 4 or 5 years older than her just came up to her and took it. I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" I was like, "These people are savages."
savage, savage, right? No, you just took the words out of my mouth, and it made you wanted to get off and probably smack them around if you could. Give that back to her, dude. What is wrong with you? But you can't say what's up, Ryan, man. But you can't say stuff like you can't. Everybody does stuff differently in different countries, and it's like my opinion is who are we now? If they listen, like with 9/11, that wasn't legit. So people went and lost their lives for no damn reason. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah,
what so it's like that sparked up for my generation at least. So people around my age and my generation of kids, they all went to war because of 9/11.
yeah, because it's like our
So
Lusitania.
yeah, do people were signing up left and right. Like a lot of people.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I
So
got good bonus and stuff. I got good holiday pay. It's like secure. You're gonna get a check. It's like the military does have some good things. You're not gonna be homeless. You're gonna have a house. You're gonna have 3 hot meals. It's like offers security to some people, and a lot of people get in and they're afraid to get out. They feel like they can't cut it in the civilian world. You know, they're like, where am I gonna work? A Walmart? Like what am I gonna do? So,
yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean, like, think about it. It's like it's a step above being in jail.
oh my god, dude. Yeah, honestly.
The only difference is you get a little money when you come home, but what the fuck's money when you're mentally you don't give a shit?
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like at least jail, you can meditate, keep your sanity, come home. You might not have shit, but I mean, I feel like that's what I feel like. I feel like when I think of you doing 9 months, I think of the worst prison in America and times that.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like
shitty.
that, I feel
Food's
like
not good.
that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, yeah, man. So then let me ask you this: what about the VA? So when you come home, you probably have illnesses from being overseas. You probably have depression from all the shit you saw and went through, right? All that
Yeah.
type of stuff. Probably, well, I don't know whatever injuries you had or whatnot. Due to HIPAA,
Well,
I won't even ask you unless you want to share it.
the VA
But
really effed me.
let me do the HIPAA. Call me down.
The VA really effed me. You can Google this. I went to Phoenix. I went to Phoenix, the Phoenix VA in 2013, and I told them all these problems I was having and stuff, and they put me on a wait list. Okay, to see a doctor. They said, "We're really backed up. You're going to be on a wait list to see a doctor." I never saw the doctor, never got a call back, anything. If you Google 2013 VA scandal, what they were doing was putting veterans on imaginary wait lists to make it look like they were getting treatment. That way they could get their bonuses. And John McCain, who ran against Barack Obama, he was a veteran, he was a POW. He was the senator from Arizona.
Yeah,
He called out the Phoenix VA and said it was a scandal. And he like fired a bunch of people and put it in the news and stuff. And I had this lady from mental health intensive case management come to my door, knock on my apartment door, and she was like, "Hey, I'm going to help you get your VA benefits." And I was like, "Really? Why?" She's like, "Because you were part of this scandal." She's like, "And you can get them."
oh,
She's like, "Now you can get them." She's like, "Because they effed you." So I applied and I got them. But a lot of veterans aren't lucky like that, and a lot of veterans
wow,
still get effed
man.
by the VA.
I can't believe John McCain ever did anything right. I swear to you, I thought that dude the best thing he ever did was disappear off this earth. But that's I know that's harsh as a Christian to say, but he seemed to be an evil, dirty guy. But he helped you out, so changed
Yeah.
my mind a little bit. You know,
Well,
I did that.
he, yeah. Um, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. I heard him speak a few times. Like one time, there were people protesting outside his office in Phoenix, and they were protesting about like I don't know illegal immigrants or something, just something. And he came out there and he was like, "Shut up!" He's like, "All of you have
Oh,
treated my
oh
staff like
shit.
garbage all day." I
Paul,
was like,
not
"Dang."
to interrupt you. Sorry. Paulie's a veteran, dude. Just saying, you're a veteran. Well, salute, my friend. Welcome back. You're all good. I'm not even mad, bro.
Oh, what was he
I was
saying?
just. He was talking about black. I don't know. Honest to God, I lost track. But if you were truly a veteran, brother, God bless you, brother. For real, for real. You're all good for the extra stuff, dude. You know how I am. I'm more of a I'm a go. Usually I don't ever do that. But my boy is talking some real shit. He's talking from his heart, and I'm not gonna let nobody like fuck up his flow because you know what I'm saying. You get it.
No, I'd love
I
to
love you,
talk
bro.
to him. Look,
It's all right.
some veterans might think my approach is like really pussy. That like you fought for your country, you got to die for your country. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like regrets. Not everybody has regrets. He might. I don't know what branch he was in, but my stepdad, he served in the army for 20 years. 20 years, dude. I almost got killed so many times in 4 years that I can't imagine serving 20 years. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like that's
What
a lot of stress. So you got to give them
what
some respect too.
Yeah, no, I always give respect. I just
Well, I know you
wanted
do.
you to have yours. I wanted you to have yours. Polly, I've known Polly for a couple years almost now. Um, I it just wa- it I just wasn't it. It's just not one of them moments for what was going on. Dude, just to leave it be. No, we're all good. We let so there you go. USA, so United States Air Force Sergeant.
Oh, cool, dude. I was a chaplain's assistant in the Navy. Yeah. So
Cool, cool. So you're saying that but the VA mostly. So what about the VA now?
most veterans don't like. I think it's like 6% of veterans get VA benefits. Okay, that's a very small amount. Now it's different for our generation. Like if you Google like the recent generation, it's higher. So people who went to Iraq and Afghanistan, it's like 28% of them get benefits. But they fought in wars, you know. But overall, most veterans, it's a lower percentage. I feel like this: if you served in a combat zone, you should get a pension the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just a few $100s, that's like serving like 20 years in a factory. You know what I'm saying?
Man, yeah, you should. I mean, unreal that that's not just a thing. I mean, when I hear that, I go, wow. I literally just want to like shake my head. Like, where does our tech? That's why I get so mad at like this whole, Ukraine, all of our tax dollars going elsewhere when it could be going to our veterans and our country, the people that deserve it,
Well,
and
I'm really lucky because, like, for regular people, like, let's say you're disabled, your disability check's going to be like averaged like $1,000. You know, so veterans, if you are disabled from the VA, your check's a lot higher. Like, you know, it's 100% rounds out around $4,000 a month. You know, so it's like
yeah,
they do fight for veterans. They try, you know what I'm saying? But just in general, the poverty level in America is like high. Like most people, you can make a lot less than the poverty level, you know, and you're living, but it's like you're living in the level of poverty according to the government. You know, I think 40 grand a year for like a family of four, that's the poverty level to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's like what they're putting most
yeah. I
veterans
think
at.
38,000 is actually considered poverty.
Yeah. And then you add on
Like
kids and stuff.
literally, yeah, yeah.
So we can do
Man,
better as a
that's
country, but
unreal. Yeah, we absolutely can.
we
You
could do
know,
better for our regular civilians too.
yeah, but we also should take care of the people that served our country because y'all went through some bullshit. So y'all deserve it. That's how I would feel. I feel that for you, so I'll speak it for you. You don't have to say that. I'm saying that for you
Well, let me tell us
because
a
that's
story
how
about
I
the Air
feel.
Force. I
Hmm.
went through a special training. It was called McQuisp training. It's Marine Corps swim instructor training, and there was a guy in there who was an Air Force PJ, a parajumper, and everybody. I had just got done doing SEAL school, like I was talking about, and everybody was like, "Come on, dude, you should be the best swimmer here. You should be swimming us in circles." You know what I'm saying? And this Air Force dude was an animal. I mean, like the best at everything: running, obstacle course, swimming, running with packs on. Like we had to do swim in full uniform, boots, get dropped off in the middle of the ocean, and come to shore. You know, he was first place in everything. Air Force, and it left a taste in my mouth where I was like, people can say what they want, you know, about different branches. I was like, but this dude literally just showed me that he's like he's got what it
Dude,
takes to do anything.
and he'll just do whatever.
Yeah, dude. He wasn't even. He just
Like
wanted to be a
bad.
swim instructor.
There's some badass dudes out there too, though.
Mhm.
There's some badass dudes out there. Probably said, I believe our poverty level is being brought down by massive job loss from the pandemic. I could agree with that 1,000%. A lot. I mean, dude, look at all the companies that have closed down. Um, even the major companies that are closing down. I think it's from the scamdemic, but I also think it's also from the laws that they're passing that in like big cities where people can just go in and steal now, bro. You know,
Yeah, did you hear? My wife
so
just told me that today they found out that it for sure came from the Wuhan lab. Are we allowed to talk
who
about that, or
did
should I not even say that?
we could talk? Yeah, bro, we could talk about it. I don't give a fuck. This isn't. This isn't. Fucking Cuck live. Cuck days live. This is okay. So yeah, better talk about what you feel on your mind. Try to use code words if you got them. Otherwise, say what you got to say, my friend.
Yeah, I mean that's just what
We'll
she
work
told.
for Domino's. Damn, son. But say that again.
Dude, I'll
What'd
tell
she tell
you.
you?
I was saying that she said that she found out for sure it came from the Wuhan lab.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Did you have a news story about that?
I don't have one. I'll look it. I'll look right now. But if they, who's they? Ask her who's they is.
Okay,
Um,
text
I'm
Wayne.
gonna put
Who
Wuhan
said the Wuhan lab released
is
the virus that you were telling me about?
confirmed virus. Something. January 10th, mysterious virus found in Wuhan resembles that. Hold on. This is recent. No, this is 2020. Here's one. Wuhan government confirms dozens of cases of virus. No. Um, they talked about what Wuhan in the beginning, but never brought it up again. Yeah, what I'm looking at, it says no direct evidence it started in Wuhan, and that was June 23rd. But you said it just came out. I don't see anything.
Well, I asked her. She
Let's
wanted
see
me to
what
bring
she
it up to
says.
you by saying,
I'll look back into it if there's something to look into when she responds. I'll look back into it. Um, Danny, what? It's a mainstream thing, so um, let's see. Dun, 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 same shit, different articles. Bum, bum. Yeah, man. I mean, there is facts that they say evidence from the Wuhan market. There's samples that SARS COVID CoV 2 at the market where many people cause. Dude, I don't believe this shit's even real, bro. Honest to God. So honestly, I don't even want to read this shit because I don't. I personally, gosh, how do I say this without getting in trouble? I just don't. I don't.
you probably have a lot to say about COVID. You were very opinionated during the pandemic.
Oh yeah, I've got a lot to say. I'm trying to say it without getting my. You know.
If you're going to use code words, you probably like have so much to say. It'd just be like the
It'll
unicorn
be
jumped
like,
through the
yeah,
rainbow. You know,
yeah. At the end of the day, man, it was planned. It was a big giant mind fuck. It got everybody to do things that they shouldn't have or wouldn't have. And
I
at the
mean,
end of the day, in my opinion, I'm not saying this is true. I'm saying I think at worst it's no more than the simple flu. And at
have you ever had the
best,
flu, bro?
yeah.
It's so much worse than COVID.
No, I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Like, and I don't, that's Oh yeah, 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 Danny. He said he was referring to the beginning. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I mean the only thing that really I think of when I hear of the Wuhan and the I think of Randy Marsh going over to China with Mickey Mouse, hanging out with Mickey Mouse in the club, and pounding out that little bat in the damn alley.
Oh yeah.
And then he's sitting there on the couch and he calls Mickey and he's like, and he's like, "What? What? What?" Yeah, that shit had me. Now that is one of the funniest things in the world, dude. Do you know what I'm saying? For real, though. Let's see. That link is from this month. Oh yeah, I don't know how to turn links on yet, son. Danny, brother. Which link? What was the name of it, Danny? What was the name of the station? Da, 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 da. I still wanted to ask you more questions, but I'm down to talk about this though. I just don't. It's hard to talk about this
Oh, dude,
after.
I talked to a
It's
therapist about
like,
all this stuff, and she said I don't have PTSD, so I can talk about it, dude. That's not hurting me.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, were you? Yeah. So during, you know what? I'm gonna ask you this. What about during the scamdemic? How did they treat you?
Because I'm a veteran?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Well, the VA was the person who gave me my.
no, okay, so what kind of treatments do you have to do then for your depression? And like, do you have any suggestions for people that are going through whatever you're going through and what they can do to get through that?
Well, I take Abilify, and I take it in an injection form, so it's a high milligram. And then I take this, it's called Vivitrol. And basically, Vivitrol is because I used to drink a lot. So, like 3 years ago, I quit drinking and they put me on this medicine. And now, even if I drink, it won't work on me. So, I take that and I take Abilify. And together, I think I'm completely normal. My wife might think I still get a little snippy sometimes, but it would be a lot worse if I wasn't on medicine.
So you actually stand by um that. That's something you stand by. You
That medicine?
you I yeah, because I'm like I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe in that type of shit, but I think everybody has different chemical in their brain, and I'm not one to ever tell anybody what they can and what's good for their head. So I
Well, I
don't
used to be
ever.
very vigilant, like very hyper vigilant. Like I was very mean, like very mean to cops and stuff. And I would tell them, like, "Look, you have a gun on you, and that like makes me nervous." You know what I'm saying? And they'd be like, "Well, why would I want to use it?" And I'd be like, "I'm just saying, like, yeah, just being around weapons makes me nervous, stuff like that." So I had problems. Now that I'm on Abilify, uh, I don't have those problems anymore. So, like you said, it's not for everybody. And I wouldn't recommend anyone to take my life path. What am I going to say? Go fight in two wars and become disabled. That's how you make it in life. But just for me, that's what works. And
um
I talked to my doctor about getting off Vivitrol, and she said
well,
that the receptors in my brain haven't regrown yet, so I'd still crave alcohol and stuff like
does
that.
she
So,
take did she we talked about this, but does she take like x-rays of your brain?
no.
So then how the fuck does she know? Does she fucking flicking your receptors? How the fuck does she know, dude? Does she have x-ray vision? Can she see your goddamn receptors flickering in your brain?
When's the last time you took a microdose of cybacillin? Remember I told you that'd be real
So
good for you?
yeah, I haven't taken it just because I used to
Yeah.
microdose all the time, but I ate THC. You
Okay,
know what I'm
but just
saying?
saying,
So
your healthcare is a little bit different than mine. You know what I'm saying? You're doing stuff I don't approve of. I think that'd be great for your anxiety and stuff. Like, If you microdose, you just
Yeah,
feel like
no, it
wow.
does, and I have the ability to. I just don't have the I just don't feel I as a kid growing up, I've done that so much that I just don't have the urge to do it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I'm sure it's great. I just don't have the urge. Like I would have to I would have to reintroduce myself to it or something. And like I don't know. Is there like holistic doctors out there that prescribe it and teach, cuz like I don't need nobody to teach me how to use it. But I'm saying like if you can go like in Colorado or now that would be different. Like if you can go and get it medicinally, then I absolutely would do it differently. But when you're dealing with cravings, but bro, I've deal with addiction. I just shut myself off and take THC.
Okay. Fair enough. I didn't know that.
So I've done, yeah, dude, for sure. I mean, dude, for sure. I mean, it's addiction is a thing, and like, but THC has changed my life. I think Danny will agree. Danny, me and him talk damn near every single day. We talk about this exact topic. It changed our life. Danny, I mean, I'm not gonna air. I mean, dude, he's very open. I mean, he's dealt with addiction. I'm sure he would be more than willing to talk about it. And once Danny says cravings will go away gradually over time. I wouldn't go through it alone, though, man, is what he said.
Hmm.
Um, but absolutely, like, you can treat it to the best of to your best that you're gonna feel. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact because I took anxiety medication and pretty much stopped taking it when I was taking like the RSO every day.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't.
Like
Yeah.
it helps with everything, dude. Like absolutely, and including cravings.
I
Like
mean,
when I say including cravings, that's the first thing that it would help you with.
I agree. But just I don't know. I mean, I talked about getting off my medicine before, and my family's really against it and stuff. My kids are against it. Just a lot of stuff like that. So
No, no, no. Don't like don't I'm not don't listen to me, dude. I'm just a fucking conspiracy theorist with the laptop, bro. Don't listen to me, man. But nah, for real though, like do what you do is what's working good for you. I'm telling you what works for me. And that's what works for me. So we have different brain chemistry. I'm going through brain my whole shit's all different. My everything in my life is different. So I'm dealing with the same type of shit, just in a different form.
yeah.
And what works for me is at this point, yeah, exactly, Danny. I'm happy that you found a combination that works to where you feel good. You feel comfortable in your skin, right? You feel comfortable in your skin. Are you able to sleep? I'm talking to you,
Me?
Spark. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel good, dude. I mean, I think it's important to just be your own advocate. You know what I'm saying? So, I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
I got
I
on this
do feel
combination.
like
I
when
like.
you do feel like if you got enough edibles, right? You do get some cannabis and you started taking like 10, 20 milligrams a day at least, telling you real fast your whole shit will change. It just will. It just does. And I find that very interesting because that's they made you feel like you're such a piece of shit for doing it for so long. They put people away and they took all that stuff, right? And now all of a sudden it's coming out. Oh, there's cancer. ways that it could cure cancer, that it cures anxiety, it cures stress, it cures elderly people, it helps fucking young kids with epilepsy. I mean, it goes around, and all of a sudden, it's like this, and it's the same with ketamine or mushrooms or any of that stuff. Back in the day, it was like these hardcore scheduled drugs that are now like um, medicine. You know what I'm saying? So whatever works in everybody's ways. So I'm not. Yeah, bro, that's cool. I'd still suggest though. Get when you decide to go get your card or whatever we were talking about, get RSO and tell me
They
and
sell
see
that?
how you feel. Yeah, you can go buy RSO from the and go buy it. Here, hold on a second. Ow, oh, ow. Damn, that was a hardcore stand up. Hold on. Oh, ow. Okay, so um, it looks like this. It comes in like a package like this. And Danny knows all that package too well. And it comes in like a syringe kind of thing. And you just like pop it open and you put a little bit of it in your whatever, your food. You put it in, you can smoke it if you want, but I would suggest eating it. Put under your tongue, all types of different things. It comes in capsule form, so you could just eat it in a pill if you wanted to.
Hmm.
So yeah, man. I would get that if I were anybody that can. Polly, don't you live in Chicago, Polly?
Oh, Danny B's asking, is Abilify for sleep? No. If you Google it, it's like an antipsychotic. So it's like for depression, bipolar, schizophrenia.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Danny. Good call. When you eat RSO, it's not something you truly want to wake up and eat during the day. Like honestly, I mean you can. Oh yeah, you're the one that you're dude. I love you, Polly. You're the Denver dude. We were talking about the dab buses, remember, bro? Um, but yeah, you eat it at night. It takes about 2 hours to kick in, right?
Yeah.
So like once that 2 hours hits, it's kind of like watch your ass, right? Um, but then it lasts for like 12 to 16 hours. So you'll be able to sleep the night through. You'll wake up still feeling it for most of the day. And it really helps. I mean, if you get a tolerance like me, when I was going through a lot of stress and I was taking it during the day, but there would just be points in time where I would have to take a quick nap. But I'm over that point. You know what I'm saying? I actually cut back on the RSO because it lasts too long. I eat stuff that lasts. You know, I have doing this at 10 o'clock at night. You can't. You would never have to. You. It would be. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one thing when you do depend on that as a medication that it does mess with like you know your schedule, like meaning like by 10 o'clock at night you're not as sharp as you are at 10 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care as much as I want to smoke. And by the time at 10 o'clock at night your brain's just a little crispy. You try not to do it, so then you try not to do it, and then you like have anxiety all day. So it's like a win-lose situation kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Well,
we were
I'll
in the
try it.
mile high city, but we are now much higher since they legalized it in 2012. Yeah. Yeah, Danny said you have to take a break. Yeah, man, I took a wild break. I've told you this, Danny, but I still have I just remembered when we're talking about it. I still have a Wellness Springs RSO. Remember this company?
What?
I still have one of these, and it's not even opened yet, and it's two fences. I think I'm gonna eat some. I don't know. See, I don't know if I want to eat some tonight because my goal is to go to the dispensary tomorrow and get this hash. And if I eat that, then I would just be like, ah, I won't care. Yep, yep. They got good oil. It's pretty expensive. Let's see. Studies have shown that 10 minutes of meditation has the reaction time increase that 1 hour of sleep decreases.
I believe that.
How much How much? Yeah, Wellsprings it's very clean. Um, it doesn't use pesticides. Danny said that's a good brand. Polly said studies so 1 hour of sleep decreases. So how much sleep do you get, Polly? How much sleep do you get, Spark?
A lot, bro. Like at least 12 hours a day.
So do you think it's from maybe side effect from medication that makes you sleepy?
I think it's a side effect of the CBD I take.
Really? Okay. Well, you know, yeah, sometimes you gotta deal with if that's the worst side effect,
At least
then
I can sleep that late. A lot of people can't.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. If that's the worst side effect is sleep, dude. I've heard of way worse side effects.
Well, my liver
When
ends up.
I when I can only meditate, I get no sleep because I have no I can't get that deep. I meditate uh 2 times a week at least. With my I do like a counseling, and that's what we do like half the time is I meditate. And uh it does take a lot off of you, dude. Like it relax. What does he say? I don't make my own melatonin. It takes a lot off. It just takes a lot off. And that's what I was trying to get at with you is they don't provide you counseling,
No, I've gone through therapy already, and I
but
see a
does
psychologist like
therapy.
once every
So
few
you just don't
months.
believe in it? Do you not believe in it or what?
I just don't need it right now. I've like my life's going really good. I don't really have any problems right now. My marriage is good. My kids love me. Everything's fine. It's like if I
Cool.
was having problems like I used to, like getting in trouble, drinking, fighting with my wife, then I'd go to therapy. But why things are good, you don't really need it.
Yeah. No, I'm with that. Why, if it's not broke, why try to fix it,
I
right?
just brought this up to my wife. I asked her, I said, why things are good right now, do you want to get back into therapy? And she said, no. She said, why? She said, everything's fine.
Well, if that's how you listen, dude, I always said, like for me, I'm always like, if you're gonna take a combination of medications, right? For me, I feel like it goes with therapy. But if you've already completed it to where you're good, then that's cool. Then you're at a good point. And I would say not to mess with whatever you got going.
Thank you.
I think you could make improvements with which would be like maybe not go into that local fucking store to get your THC, and I feel like that's the only improvement you could really make.
I
Other than
told you.
that, my dude, do what's best for you, bro. I'm with it. I'm not no damn, you know, I ain't, there's nothing for me to say. Probably said, I am very bizarre. The guy said, well, sir, we scanned your head and we found a hollow spot. What? I have no brain. Where's your pineal gland? Should be. Word. I mean, you know, your pineal gland is very important. I mean,
I wonder if that's a true story he's telling.
nah, dude. He says stuff like that. You kind of gotta take. But and if you are, I'm sorry if I just totally shunned you away. But Polly likes to joke,
Paul,
so
you want to hear a funny story, Paulie? Okay, so my friend Jake, he became a Marine with me, so you'll appreciate
oh,
this
he
story.
said it's a true story. He said it's a true story, so take it for what you will.
Okay, so when I was in high school, I was with my friend, and I grew up in Arizona. So the further you get out from the city of Phoenix, the bigger the houses get because it's cheaper to build out. So we used to go out to these mansions on the outskirts of the city, and we'd party with these rich kids. But it's like 40-minute drive out there. So we're driving out there, and he's pre-gaming, he's drinking while we're going, right? By the time we get there, he's already drunk as shit. So we get to the party. He goes upstairs. He's gone for a while. I'm like talking to some girls. All of a sudden, he comes running downstairs. He's like, "Hey, bro, we have to go right now." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "We have to go." Behind him, coming down the stairs, is this dude. He's covered in throw up, and his nose is bleeding. And I'm like, "What the?"
Oh man.
So we leave. We got to my car, and they're following us. Him and some other dudes, and they're yelling. They're like, "You better check your boy! You better check your boy!" And I'm like, "We're leaving. We're leaving. It's all good, right?" So we get in the car and we leave, and I'm like, "Jake, what happened, dude?" This is what he tells me. You ever seen those bathrooms where it's like it's got a sink and then there's a door and it's the toilet and the shower and the door? Like
Huh?
the sink is separated from
So
the
the
toilet and the
door.
shower?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
said he was in there splashing water on his face or something in the sink, and he was like, "I have to throw up." So he said he opened that door and threw up where the toilet would be, but there was someone sitting on it. So
Oh shit.
yeah, he says he just threw up
That'd
all
be
over the
the
dude. He
that'd be
said
the
that,
worst dump ever, bro.
yeah, he said the dude was like this. The dude's like, "What the hell?" Right? So he said, so I thought to myself, what would I do if somebody threw up on me? He's like, I'd hit them. He's like, so I hit him first.
So
So
he
he,
got up covered in puke with shit coming out his ass and he cracked him in the face.
no, my friend hit him first.
Oh, he puked on him and then hit him. Oh shit. That's savage, bro.
Yeah.
That's some savage. Damn, dude. Is that a white boy? That's a
Yeah.
crazy white boy, isn't it? Yeah, that's a crazy white boy, bro. That sounds like some crazy white boy shit.
He said,
That's crazy, dude.
what would I do if someone threw up on me? Hit him. So I hit him first.
Yeah, yeah, that's fucking true on that one. Once I let an asthmatic bond cross the skin. Um, but yeah, man. I'm gonna be doing a show coming up on East Palestine.
Oh, my daughter's got a lot to say about that. She's boycotting people.
When is she? Well, she wants to come on, bro. Hopefully, I'll have my shit set up for that. It's like February 3rd is the 1 year anniversary.
Are you patient enough to
So
debate a 13-year-old?
I'm not debating. I'm probably on her side.
Okay.
There
Because she
wouldn't
thinks
be
it's
no
genocide over
debating.
there.
It's total genocide and bullshit. No, I'm probably on her side, so I don't think it would be a debate, honestly. I don't know how we could. I don't see how she would support what I don't like, something I'm so against. I don't think that's the case because we're against the same damn thing, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Just thinking as a child, like, nah, they hurt those people and left them as stranded, and eventually that town will be a ghost town. Who knows what, they're suffering right now, and they still are. And if it wasn't for the people, there would be no help. Our government did nothing to help them.
You don't think they're playing this from the Bible? Because in the Bible it says Gaza will become a ruinous heap.
I mean, it's planned. I don't know if it was in the Bible, but it definitely was planned. I mean, I think the devil had something to do with it, but I don't know if it was, but yeah, that scripture does go with it, but I think that they've been doing that all around. You know what I'm saying? They've been
Yeah.
doing that a lot. So like, we're also coming up on the 1 year almost of the Maui stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that was going on around that time that was pretty shady, man. So yeah, I'll be doing something special for that for the 1 year coming up.
Well, the most interesting
I
thing
have
that happened to me last year, the most interesting thing I saw in the news was why that submarine was exploding. Remember the Titanic thing? They were distracting us with that. The Pentagon lost like billions of dollars. Do you remember that?
right.
I'm like, that
Yeah.
drives me crazy. I'm
Yeah.
like, where did it go? You know? I'm
Yeah.
like, how can we
Yeah.
say
Well,
they're
they
not
did.
funding secret projects? They just lost billions of dollars?
They did that right before 9/11 too. Day before 9/11 happened, Donald Rumsfeld came out and said there was trillions of dollars missing from the Federal Reserve, or not
They
from the
cleaned
Federal
up the
Reserve,
crime.
from the Pentagon, and it just so happened that the area that got hit of the Pentagon is where all the records were stored. No, that's kind of funny because nowadays that's not like they have records on paper and shit. Like that shit is stored in a cloud somewhere. Yeah, a missile ain't gonna stop it nowadays.
Yeah. But
You know what I'm saying?
in a whatchamacallit, an EMT might.
EMP, yeah,
An
an
EMP.
EMP could. Yeah, an EMP could. Absolutely. And that's what I feel like, and that's what I feel like is the biggest thing to worry about is an EMP. That's probably my like being in Ohio and just knowing what the World Economic Forum has been saying and just knowing what shit they've been telling us, that they plan on having lights out at some point. And I'm just waiting for it, bro. And I know that sounds disparaging and that sounds like whatever, but I mean, I'm expecting it. So, in other words, I'm not going to be caught on my toes. But I hope it doesn't happen. I'm praying for the best, but I'm expecting the worst. Is that well better said? Because I just don't see like I do see it coming, man. I do. They keep giving us signs, lots of them. What do you
Yeah, my
think?
wife's there with you, dude. One day I'm
I'm
gonna
sure.
offline. We should all talk because my wife is the same way. But I don't really pay too much attention to the World Economic Forum. I know people are like they're telling us what their plan is and all that stuff, but I just don't engage. I don't know. It's like um, there are certain people that I just feel like are better if you just don't let them into your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what I was telling my mom today. I was saying like they don't really have that much power. They're just rich people. But then like you start talking about it, the people but I was telling her like they really don't. And then I was talking and talking. I'm like, the people that have the power are the people that run them. That's who's got the real power, right? Like these dudes are just damn near puppets. Like their faces, their names for the people that are pulling the strings for real. These people are billionaires. Imagine the people that are paying those dudes off. The people that are at the World Economic Forum where they're getting their money, and who's telling them to for their agenda. That's where the real fuck. So I think they can sit there and plan it out, and I think dude, they put a lot of stuff into fruition though. So I'm like I'm in the toss up about that stuff because part of me wants to say, you know, they're just a bunch of Bohemian Grove goofballs, that are planning like our demise or something. And then part of me's going, well, they're doing it. Look at what they're doing with the schools. Look at our streets right now. Look at how expensive everything is. Look how people treat each other. Look at all the crazy news stories that we cover every single day. So they're doing exactly, order out of chaos. So they're completely uh, providing the chaos. And how are they keeping their order? You know what I'm saying? So people are willing to give up their rights to feel comfortable. You know?
And for money,
Yeah, and for money, unfortunately, people would like to sit at home and would take a shot to get paid and like go
isn't that
against
messed
what
up?
was
They were
right.
offering bonuses for shots. I mean, it's just crazy.
Dude, it's crazy for me. All that stuff, rich people have power where there's very little mustard left. Yeah, man, that's how I feel, Polly. I feel like their money only goes so far, but spiritually, dude, rich people, most of them, not all, but a lot of rich people, they might. What's the definition of power? Because the end of the day, the worst thing that could ever happen is they take your life, you're deceased, and you move on to heaven or to a better place. Like that's the worst that could happen. And like I don't find that for me being a Christian. Now, if you're not a Christian, then I mean but to me, I don't see that as a punishment. You know what I'm saying? I see that as like the next step. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not really scared of that. So I like, all this other stuff, like all the convid and all the fear of stuff. I don't really worry about that type of shit. For real, for real. Like now cancer, that's something I've thought about lately. And that one I do kind of, wouldn't want to go through, you know. Um that one seems to be like just such a tough thing, and it's like seems to be just more common than ever, you know. uh what did you say? Rich people have power. Or to reference Dune by Frank Herbert, Arrakis has the spice that governs the universe. So rich people have very little mustard left. Or to reference Dune by Frank Herbert. Yeah, bro. I hear you, Polly. Yeah, man. They've got the yeah, dude. That's a good reference, Doc. I don't know who the hell you're referencing, but that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
It is. It's the spice that governs the universe, man. That's a good. It's well said. Because it's like, unfortunately, but I try to live my life the best to be as free and I'm trying my best to change and be the best person I could be every day. And we all can't do that. I mean, we all
I think we
can
all
try.
I think we all need to work on ourselves. I tell my daughters that all the time. Like, when they do something that makes me mad, I say, I just need to work on myself and you just need to work on yourself, It's like I try not to criticize people, but it's hard, It's like it's hard to see something wrong and not say something sometimes.
Yeah, you want to just keep it honest, the best you can, right?
Yeah.
You know, I agree with that 1000%. For real, for real. So you have how many kids? You have two daughters?
Yes, I have a son too from a previous marriage,
How old is he?
like 11.
Okay. So you have two daughters and a son. You're spreading that seed. That's what God wanted, bro.
Well, my daughters are stepkids, so I've only got one biological.
Okay. So you got one biological son.
Yeah. Breezy's got like 5 kids. He's spreading the seed, my man.
Yeah, no, for a fact. I'm jealous. My seed, if it
Yeah,
got spread,
you need to
I
give
don't
your
know
mom
where
some
it went.
grandkids.
I know, man. I'm sure there might be a little Timmy running around somewhere, but like,
I bet you'd love to
uh,
have a kid, bro. Somebody you could raise right, you know?
1000%. It just sucks that once you get to a certain age, you're like, man, I don't want to be an old fart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I miss my what's it called? I'm just not a believer of having a maybe like think like 40 is the cutoff date for me.
No,
You
classy
know.
men have kids later in life. Like, you know,
Yeah, but then yeah, I get it, but you know, I it could be a good thing too, because then you'd be really good at it. No, it would be, and like Polly said, a good thing to have as pet if you have for PTSD coming back from the war. You said is to have a pet. You said that that's
Paulie said
always a
he's
good thing.
adopting somebody. That's really awesome, Paulie. Congratulations. I don't think I could adopt because, you know, I just don't think I've got a good enough record. I think they'd look at my shit and they'd be like, "What? A DUI, you know, or something. Can't have him."
Yeah, dude, believe it or not, man, they be giving kids out to anybody, bro. You'd probably be able to get one. No, for real, not against nothing against Polly. I'm saying I be reading stories about like people on welfare that have like 7 kids that they adopt that live in a home and they sleep on like the floor and shit, bro. Like our country's effed up, bro. And like that's kind of where I was gonna talk about tonight, but we talked about other things, which is cool, which was the Maui thing, and it's just sort of like all them kids went missing there, and it's just like, but yeah, so where'd they go? And I believe my new theory is that we're they said that we were sending our kids to the Ukraine. I feel like we're getting the Ukraine's kids here.
I've read a terrible conspiracy that they eat some people. Have you ever heard that?
Nah, but I have heard a lot of bad things about the Ukraine and the children, though, for sure.
Who knows? Honestly, when you're
Lots of
kidnapping
bad. Well,
orphans, kids, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
what
yeah,
good
yeah,
option
yeah,
is going to come from that? It's like sex trafficking, fucking, like fighting in a war, like what? You know, working in the
yeah.
cartels.
That's exactly what's going on in the Ukraine with the kids right now. That's exactly it. 700,000 kids go missing. Like I think it's like 70,000 kids or something went missing just in this. I think since 2022. It was like, dude, it was like more than like 10 times the world. Now I will say the United States has the most missing people not found ever every year by a lot. But we don't no, and we don't have the biggest population either. So we have a lot of people that go missing off the map in
I
this
didn't know that.
country that yeah, like we're leading the world in that shit. Here, I'll tell you the stats. Hold on. Oh, dude, I had the COVID thing pulled up that your wife was talking about. There was one that supported it and one that didn't.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, how many oh my god. It said how many kids and it said missing in Ukraine. I never even typed it. How the fuck did that just end up on my thing when I never even typed it, dude?
Maybe a lot of people are Googling it.
Nah, bro. I don't believe that. That was trippy. I put like 3 letters in and it took me right to it. It was like, what? Russian authorities have claimed that over 700,000 Ukrainian children have been evacuated by mid 2023. And Ukraine's uh, ombudsman and children's rights believe that the actual number of abducted children may be in the hundreds of thousands. of abducted children just in Ukraine. Now that is just what Google says right off. That's Wikipedia. That's what Wikipedia said. So Wikipedia just straight up says that there's hundreds of thousands of children being abducted in the Ukraine, and people are wondering why we're over there. Really? Get the fuck out of here. Are we that stupid? Are we
Yeah,
really that stupid?
a
I mean, come on,
person
dude.
isn't, but people are.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it is, you know, check this out. Hold on. Other children were taken from home, believed to remain in Russia's hands. I don't believe this stuff though. See, that's where this is where it comes in for me is they're blaming Russia, and I'm unfortunately blaming America.
Well,
So
of
when
course,
they
they
say
blame Russia for
when
everything.
they say Russia, I'm going that's us. Just so you guys know, that's what I'm thinking. So they say almost all the other children, so about 20,000 children get taken from the Ukraine that have been taken to Russia is what they said. That was November 23rd, 2023. So by I believe they're being taken to here, and then we're taking ours there. Think about it. They come missing off the map. Where are you going to find them? You would, So I'm trying to cover this up, and I'm looking into the Maui thing, and I'm going, man, if you think about all the kids that went missing in Maui, then you could go, well, wonder if those kids were shipped to Ukraine.
Yeah,
And people want, and it's just a theory, you know what I'm saying? But it's something. Otherwise, where did they go? And I'm gonna read that story real fast. That was my goal to read it, and I'll do it. I'll do a whole thing on it on Monday or Tuesday or something. But I did want to. Oh no! I just hit X on it. Hold on. Let me find it, dude. I just hit X. Uh, Here we go. I found the article. That's it. All right, so check it out. The last victim of the Maui fires has been identified today, bringing the death toll to Hawaiian Island to 100. So they say the last person. How do they know? There's hundreds and hundreds of people missing.
maybe they were
They're
closing
saying
it
that
because it's been a year or something.
they're saying that there's no more unidentified bodies related to the fires, and that no individuals who died in the fires whose families who have not been located are okay. So what they're saying is if they that's because, dude, families were wiped out. There were people that were so think about this. I heard many firsthand stories of people when these people were sitting in the car trying to evacuate, right, and get away, that there was people coming up saying, "Here, give me your kid, I'll help you."
Oh,
And
really?
then the fire would come in and take these kids out. And like there was buses going around and picking kids up. And they canceled school for that day. And the kids were actually home that day. So the parents don't even know what happened to the kids. And then and I'm going and you're going, well, how do you know? How do you know? Well, when it came to school, here, let me Google it real fast. When people were registering for school, like 25 to 30 or 40% of the kids were gone. Hold on. Um, See, here we go. Here's from USA Today. Here's one. Check this shit out. And I just tapped it right away. I'm assuming not one child should be unaccounted for after Maui school fire. Um, Gosh, take me back. On a recent night, so this is new. They're saying Maui public schools that were damaged during the wildfires, they were about to reopen. It's almost been a month. Hold on. There's anxiety because students aren't being identified as safe or deceased. So what I don't understand is why? Why haven't all the calls been made? Public. That's from the public's testimony of the public Lahaina of their coastal town because it's Hawaii. You
No
need to
offense to
put
you, but
yourself.
don't you think they might be suppressing the story a little bit too?
Oh, 1,000%. That's what I. This is USA Today. So if they're coming out and telling you this, imagine what the truth is. Is what I'm trying to get at. So if this is what they're telling you, you got to be like, okay, they're telling you this. So here, you need to put yourself in the shoes of those who lost their children. You need to go put yourself in the shoes of parents who were not home and had no chance to go save their children. At this point, from what I calculated, approximately little more than 900 kids, they call them Kiki, are missing. That is one Kiki too many. Not one child should be unaccounted for. He said, but Hayashi did not say the exact number of students who would remain accounted for, but the board own calculations indicate about 966 kids are unenrolled from school a
Wow.
month after the fire. So that's almost 1,000 kids, dude. You know what I'm saying? That just went missing in Maui. Where'd they go? 1,000 kids off a little island. Everything has to do with an
Ugh,
island.
gross, dude. I mean, I don't know. It's like
So, I mean, dude, it's a giant web of shit.
it's a
And
cesspool.
like, so then I go back to as a military person, would your buddies be trying to protect the country from this type of tyranny?
One time I was on a patrol and a truck came through and we were looking for these. It looked like wires for lights, but they were putting explosives in them. So we were looking for those. So we told them to open the truck and there was a bunch of kids in the back. And I remember talking to my sergeant and I was like, "How can we? Why we can't let them go through?" I was like, "They're human trafficking these people into Pakistan." You know. And our translator told us, he said, no. He goes, that's not what's happening. He goes, these kids want to leave. He's like, because Afghanistan's so crappy that they'd rather go that way. And I was like, they're going to be human trafficked. And he was like, it's what they want. He's like, they volunteer to go. So, I mean, it's very real and it happens, but it's like the circumstances and stuff are not always what you think they are. A lot of these kids think they're escaping from hostile war environments. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that they're signing
And
up for this.
for this, right? And that's why it's so sad. It's like, think about these kids in the Ukraine, for example. Think about what they've been through and seen. And then they come here, and I'm gonna pull up the story for you, dude. I'm gonna pull it up for those that give a shit about the Ukraine kids, the Ukraine orphan, bro, orphan. Not the Natalia one, dude. There's the one Natalia. Hold on. Yeah, there's the story of the Natalia, this chick named Natalia Grace, right? And she comes over. This is just one of a million stories. But she comes over. The parents are so effed up in the head. This is just recently. This is from August or May, like this past summer. And she comes over from the Ukraine. She lives with this family. This family starts to think that she's actually 20 something years old. She was 6. That because she was like a dwarf, maybe, or some shit like that. And they claimed she was trying to kill them and that she was 20 years old and she ended up getting locked up. They locked this girl up and were trying to like they actually went and had to get the DNA tested and it finally came back that she was you know the age that she was supposed to be. But these parents, and then it comes out the parents end up getting caught for a whole bunch of shady ass shit with eventually. So yeah, look into Natalia, the orphan. That's a crazy one. Here, let's
A
see how
really
easy it is
crazy
to
story
adapt.
you just told me. Sounds like a movie,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, but it's a real story. I mean, like it's a real. I mean, it's in every. Her name is Natalia Grace, dude. She was born with dwarfism in 2010. So, yeah, man, and she went through a lot. There's some YouTube videos, talking about her journey to freedom and all that stuff. But you go to think, man, what are these kids seeing? Marley, I know you smell that chicken. I'm making them a whole chicken, and it'll be done like 10 minutes or something. Dude, he's running around like a savage right now. Like,
He's like, where is it?
because he has chicken. He just won't eat it for some reason. He wanted new chicken. He was like sitting there holding out all day. That's why I told you before the show. I said, "Oh, he could be a pain in the butt." Here it is. Here comes the psycho. Here comes the psycho. So yeah, man. What started this whole thing was how hard it is to adopt a child. And the real answer is it's not that hard. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I truly meant that. And I'm not saying it's for some reason they end up in the wrong people's hands every time. And I bet there's good loving people out there that have a hard time getting a child that deserve one. I'm sure there is. At least I know people that would want to have a child. And so to adopt a child right now from the Ukraine, families must submit their adoption documents to the Ukraine. Then they are invited to travel to the Ukraine to select a child. You will be accompanied to each city by a bilingual translator and our facilitator in Kyiv, and we will coordinate you in the adoption process. How much does it cost? $10,000 to $40,000, and you can go. However, consideration adoption services provider, travel fees, and in-country lodging expenses.
So like
Is
50
it
grand.
so like 50 grand and you could go get yourself a Ukrainian child right now? What is the country's most expensive to what? Oh, no, no, no. Okay, let's just see that though. What country that in mind has some of the adoption costs you can expect? So South Korea, it costs 43 to $52,000 to adopt a child there. China's 32 to $41,000. Thailand's 27 to 31, and Morocco is 34 to 44,000. So Ukraine's are ranging from 10 to 40, man. They're going cheap in the Ukraine, bro. 10 grand, dude. They're getting the Epstein deal. I mean, seriously, what is the cheapest? The Ukraine is the cheapest. It says, "What is the cheapest country to adopt from in the U.S.? Adoption fees in the Ukraine is very attractive compared to the rest of the world, where adoption is possibly it's only $9,500. Depends on the age and health. You can get one for less than 9 grand right now. Right now, they're like right now. That's crazy. 9 grand. That's like a shitty car here in the United States." So what I'm saying is, I don't know if it was like that 10 years ago. Paulie, do you remember what it was like, or whoever that's old enough? Does anybody? Yeah, I remember what happened 10 years ago, or like 20 years ago. Wasn't it way hard to get a kid?
I always thought it was.
Yeah, that agenda has changed. You know, that agenda has changed. So we got like, I don't know. I would say we'll go for like 10 more minutes
Yeah,
or
that'd be great.
so.
I told my wife 2 hours, so the 10 minutes would be exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you know, I want to thank you first off for your service, brother, and for having the balls. And I know a lot of people are don't thank me. Da, 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 da. I don't want to hear that shit. Just don't even say it. Like for real, as a to be a young man and sacrifice, some years of your life, I appreciate that shit, bro, because it takes a strong person to go through that. Put your, to go through that willingly.
Well, I think I was a little
Yeah.
misguided, but there's nothing wrong with trying to do the right thing. I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
police are in that boat. Like they feel like they're doing the right thing, like they're going to help people, and it's like, bro, you're enforcing laws that people don't even like. I'm not saying anything bad about the police, but I'm just saying it, good intentions can be misguided. Some of the worst things in the world came from good intentions. But thank you for saying that. And I will say this about the armed service: any veteran out there who feels like I don't know, they've got regrets from the war or something like that, like talk to your VA, because you might have something wrong with you, especially if you're having like regrets, nightmares, stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with getting help. So a lot of people, and not just that, but a lot of people in the military suffer from like other traumas, like sexual traumas. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Just if you've got anything wrong with you, seek help.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Um, I hope people out there are listening take that advice, and even no matter what your situation is, no matter vet or not, to be honest, I'm with
Yeah.
you on that. No matter what your situation is, don't be afraid to get help, and that's something we've learned pretty good a lot, huh? We've dealt with that just recently, so you know, I'm with you on that, brother. I personally, like I said, thanks for coming on, and thanks for, like I said, service, and sharing your story with us. That was cool.
Yeah, well, thank you
Um,
for everything you do. Thank you for fighting for the truth, bro. You know what? There's this quote that says, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing."
yeah, no, that's beautifully said. When you know if you're not out there fighting, and you've got the brains and that with on, you should be. Yeah, dude, that's pretty foul. So I appreciate that, man. I mean, I guess if I have one purpose, that's it. You know, so uh, I appreciate that, man, and I'm gonna continue to do it. And as long as as long as Hillary Clinton doesn't find me, I'll keep going. As long as they don't hit me with some 5G shit,
Oh, dude, yeah.
zap my ass, you know,
I'm sorry, bro.
fucking,
This next one, they're gonna be able to turn that shit on. I'm telling you.
Yeah, when they do, I feel bad for the people that got. There's certain mRNAs that people got that are gonna get activated when they turn that shit up. I still feel like they're using it right now, but I feel like there's gonna be, and
Havana
I
syndrome.
don't, yeah, yeah,
They're doing it.
I do believe that, bro, 1,000%. And I do believe that they're spraying shit in the sky that we are breathing in that also will do the same thing. So even if you didn't get it, you're still fucked. So on that note, I would say if you want to, the best thing to do, and Doc's out there, somebody argued with me for 2 hours. It's like, no, dude, the best thing to do is to try to detox, do detoxes for heavy metal, you know, and that prevents you from getting sick. Cause, dude, you get poisoned from that shit. I do all the shit, all the stuff I talk about, we're breathing in, there's a lot of heavy metals that we're breathing in, and that's what causes people to get Alzheimer's at 60 and 70 when you should be getting it at 90 and 100 and stuff. Even younger, you hear people getting it at like 50 and 40 nowadays. And that's just like not, it's not supposed to happen like that. So, you know, keep 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 your eyes open, man, and be smart, everybody, and you know, use the, if you have a question or you have something that you don't think's right, it's probably not. So go with it. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. But the worst thing you could do is not question something. And that's what I'm leaving it at. That's my ending for me. What you got to say? Anything? You look like you're ready to be ready to bounce out.
No, I was just reading this. I believe loaded mashed potatoes causes bad streams.
I don't know. I love loaded mashed potatoes though. I could eat one right now. Eat some.
I had one tonight.
What? Loaded mashed potatoes?
Well, yeah, I mashed up my baked potato, put cheese and sour cream in it.
That's
Loaded,
what I do.
loaded mashed potato, right?
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. You stuck around the whole time, so it must have not been that bad. Nobody sits around for 2 hours unless they really are that bored, I guess. So, that being said, Spark, man, I appreciate you coming on, brother. And we'll see way more of you, especially when we get the system up and popping. Like,
Yeah,
you'll
I
be able to pop in and out whenever you want, and like, it'll be way different here in a minute. We're just doing this shit literally organically from the phone to the computer, like in some crazy way, bro. That, you know, so, you know,
yeah.
but yeah, dude.
Well, let me just say this before we go, dude. Um, I forget what I was gonna say. I was gonna say let's meet up in Indianapolis sometime. I think that's a good meeting place. I know you and
Yeah, I want to, that Indian spot looks pretty dope.
oh, okay. I want to go,
We're gonna talk about that one day, bro. We're gonna do a whole thing on that one day because that shit's interesting.
dude. If we go there, we should do a live stream from there.
Yeah, yeah, that would be dope. I'm being dead serious. So, and the Serpent Mountain here in Ohio.
Yeah,
So there's things to be done. We will meet in the flesh one day, my friend. And like I always said, you're welcome to come here anytime. Well, I thought you're like 5 hours from Chicago. I'm like, well, dude, you might as well go the extra half hour or something. Let's see, brother. You know what I'm saying? But nah, if you're talking 45 minutes or an hour, that's
I
not.
just see it. The thing is, when you have kids, my kids are old, like they can watch themselves, But I just have my wife's not against it. Like she's told, and she thinks you're a cool dude. She's like, we'd have fun with Tim, and I'm like, yeah, of course we would. We could talk about the same shit. We could, whatever. But um, It's just I don't know what I'd do with my kids. So I gotta figure.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Not just that, but dude, it's like a boom, boom, bang. You know,
Mm,
it'll be overwhelming for you when you first go in that bitch. You're gonna be like, what do I do? What do I
I'm gonna buy a
get?
soda. I
Yeah,
know they got the sodas, right?
yeah. I drink one of those. I drink a fruit punch or a lemonade. Um, yeah, the liquid kicks your ass quick.
It
When you
probably.
when you drink it, yeah, dude, it kicks your ass pretty quick, bro. Like it normally takes like an hour to two. That when you drink it liquid, for some reason, it hits you in like 5 minutes.
That's.
Like you're instantly like as a matter of fact, I drink some before the show, and that shit hit me. Like as soon as the coffee started to wear out, that shit overpowered. Then that kicked in. So you know, um, but yeah, man, it's been real, brother. Tell your wife I said hello
I will.
and the kids, and you have a good night. And I'll stay in touch with you. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow or something. There's big football games on tomorrow. Are you gonna watch them?
Yeah, I do every Sunday. I go over to my parent-in-law's house and I watch football.
Who you got? Who you rooting for?
Um,
There's the Lions are playing the 49ers,
49ers. I'm going for.
and then you got the Ravens are going up against help me out, Parley. I'm pretty high right now. Ravens and Chiefs.
I don't know. I don't really have a
Now,
horse in that race. 49ers are like the last team I'm rooting for in the playoffs.
well, I'll tell you this. Me and Gil did a show. It was called the Preview Football Preview Show when they released the schedule back in like February, March, probably like March, right? So almost a year ago. And I predicted it would be the Niners and the Chiefs on the show. And he asked me what was my sleeper team, and I chose the Detroit Lions.
Wow, man, you really did good.
Yeah, and if you don't believe me, go watch it. Anybody
No,
that's
I believe.
watching this, go watch that shit because that's fact. It's true.
Why don't you? You should gamble. No offense.
No, I know, but I feel like that shit's kind of ignorant, degenerate in a way. But I should.
I mean, if you're that
I
good, if you're calling it
should.
like that, bro.
Yeah, I think Gil, who somebody predicted somebody to win the I forget what it was before the season even started, and they almost won it. Think it was Gil predicted the Heat to win it all, and they almost won it all. Like they were like a game away from winning it all, but he predicted them to win it like the day. I think it was. I can't remember who it was, but he was real close. And I know someone else that made a bet a year ahead of time and almost won. So if you follow this stuff, it's like the world stage in life. It's not hard to start to figure out the plot story.
I
You
hear you.
know.
Yeah.
So that being said, man, I love you guys. Enjoy yourself. Watch some football tomorrow. Go Lions. Peace. Fuck the Ravens. Peace.
Peace
Later,
out.
brother, man. I'd say meet me out backstage, but that ain't happening today.
Okay.
So later, homie.
Later.
Thank you.